Deputy Clerk is Donna Jackson. And counsel should say pro se. Magistrate Judge Kavanaugh, United States District Judge Howard, and courtroom deputies. And Glendora says receive such and such a date. And memo endorsed on yesterday, and you are a good court. I read that to you twice. So that is going out today, Friday the 15th. Here is an order. United States District Court, Eastern District of New York. Lori Galgano, Philip Goldstein, Glendora, Richard Einhorn, James Burness, Kelly Burness, Zabi, the Public Access Television Association, and E. Rassan Hoskins versus James L. Dolan, Charles F. Dolan, Robert S. Lemley, Charles Former, Cablevision Systems Corporation, Mark Shukin, Brian McNeil, Maurice Cunningham, Robert Callaghy, Satterley, Stevens, Burke, and Burke, Group 1 defendants, Peter I. Bijur, Texaco Incorporated, its Board of Directors, and Tim Miller, Group 2 defendants. It's an affirmation of service. The court, Paul Dalziel wrote back that the paper wasn't filed because there wasn't an affirmation of service with it. And here is the affirmation of service. Under penalty of perjury, Glendora tells the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and always has, so help her God. Defendants have not. On September 1st, 2000, Glendora served upon every defendant and upon every plaintiff caption, super, her notice. To U.S. District Judge Jackson, that Cablevision defendants have written access rules number 3, just as violative of rights, just as illegal, and just as un-American as their rules number 2, for which they were sued in this court on Law Day. Service was by United States mail. It was 31 envelopes, 9 by 12, and exhausting. Glendora forgot to provide to include 4, I agree that I shall not represent myself or any other person involved in community programming as an employee, representative, or agent of Media One. No, I would never do that. I have my pride. I understand that I will be liable for the costs of any repair or replacement of equipment. This does not apply to Glendora because Glendora has our own equipment. I agree to follow all safety procedures and guidelines, and I assume all risks arising from the use of Media One's equipment. And Glendora doesn't use their equipment. And then they say, I understand that violation of the terms of this agreement is grounds for forfeiture of the right to use Media One's equipment, liabilities on or channel time. Well, now folks, you know that we're not going to stand for that. Don't you dare, Glendora says. Glendora's rights are rights, and you cannot take them away. This is not necessary to play a couple of specials. Glendora is a regular weekly public access producer of yours and has been for years. Her program is pre-produced by other cable systems. It is Cablecast, a chat with Glendora specials. Glendora all the time without all this nonsense. You should too. The public has a right to hear the information Glendora has for them. You limit and prohibit public access with this onerous paperwork. Yours in truth, Glendora. That's Media One, Barbara Gelman and Cecilia, whom I like very much. But to put out this trash really is annoying. And what are we doing here now? This is Cablevision. You know that Cablevision refused to show me the books, records, and minutes on Wednesday afternoon, and I went to the North Hempstead Town Board meeting, and we kept them from voting in favor of Cablevision. It's been tabled. And so this is my demands to Cablevision for the following. This is the demand to see the records, the shareholder records, on September 21st. And on the back of the page is the law. The law that says I can send my agent to look at them, and the law that I can make copies. And so here is another demand. That was 51st demand. I guess this one is 52nd demand. That's to see them on September 26th. And here's the third demand, to see them on October 3rd. Underlining agent and underlining copy. That's the law. And here is a letter to Cablevision. It's to Charles F. Dolan, James L. Dolan, Robert S. Lemley, and Cablevision Systems Corporation at 1111 Stewart Avenue, Bethpage, 11714. You cannot have a franchise in North Hempstead. You have broken the laws too many times. You are not fit to hold a franchise in the state of New York. And this is the New York Code Rules and Regulations, Section 594, Franchising Procedures. Under Title 19, New York Code Rules and Regulations, Section 594.6, North Hempstead has to investigate and show due diligence. So that's pages 4 and 5, I guess, or 5 and 6. Okay. And here is the law. The application has to show that nobody at Cablevision has been convicted of a crime and has ever been held liable to any court of competent jurisdiction, has ever been punished or censured in any jurisdiction for any violation or attempted violation of any law, rule, or order relating to cable television operations. Well, Glendora says, you have broken too many laws to qualify as a franchise holder. 50 times you have violated New York State Business Corporation law to show a shareholder the records. For a decade, you had no designated full-time public access channel on the Hauppauge system. Shared telecare. Only last week did we get our own channel. This very afternoon, Glendora went to the public meeting in North Hempstead about you getting the cable TV franchise. You broke the law and refused to show Glendora the shareholders list. The day before, you broke the law and refused to show Glendora's agent, Franklin, the shareholders list. September 5th, you refused to show Glendora's agent, Franklin Buell, the shareholders list. August 29th, you broke the law and refused to let Glendora copy the shareholders list. You cannot continue to break laws and hold franchises. November the 11th, 1993, you broke the law 47 U.S. Code 531E and exercised cable TV operator editorial control over a chat with Glendora and took it off of TV. That also violated 19 New York Code Rules and Regulations, Section 595.4, and New York Executive Law, Article 28, Section 829C. You have limited and prohibited public access. Also, a law for a decade and more. This is now Public Service Law, Section 229C. You waste shareholders' money on an idiot like Charles A. Former, who pages 7 and 8 doesn't know the law and who lies perpetually. The money should go into dividends. The same applies to the money you squander on liar for hire, Robert M. Callaghy, and sadly Stevens, Burke, and Burke. Where is your manhood, standing behind a woman, hiding and running, Victoria D. Salhouse? You should be ashamed of yourselves. Would it not be easier for you to comply with the law and show Glendora the records than have Glendora that very night go to the North Hempstead Town Board meeting and derail their voting in your favor? Fire Former. Glendora is going to start picketing 1111 Stewart Avenue to fire Former. Cablevision breaks the laws. No more Dolans. Public company is a sham. It's a family company. No democratic process. It's a monarchy, and inter alia. Your public file in Woodbury is a joke. So far, Glendora has not seen anything later than 1989 or 1990. The Satani directory of 1999 lists James A. Colfault as president. He was fired in 1994 when he was made lead defendant for taking a chat with Glendora off TV. CTANY stands for Cable Television Association of New York. It's the cable operators lobbying union. You broke the law in Moss versus Cablevision, not letting political candidates be on public access and at election time. Your motive, as ever, was greed. Make them pay for TV time. Okay. Now, we are doing pages 11 and 12, and that's printed. So I'll read you that, but let me first of all start. '13 and '14. You are not qualified to hold a TV franchise. You repetitively violate the spirit of the law. The law is there for Glendora. See the shareholders' records. It is not there for you to act so dumb, so greedy, so crooked, so arrogant. And you waste personnel and paper and travel and postage on a third public access kit just as illegal and un-American as the first two. You ask for rate increases and give the money to donors instead of shareholders. You three should be so ashamed of what you have done with this company, giving the money to donors. It is atrocious how you have manipulated this company and masqueraded as a public company all these years. It's a sham born of your avarice. Glendora will not stop for an ex parte order. She will just go to court with a full-fledged complaint. The lead defendant will be Charles A. Former. Fire him as you did James A. Colfault. Following Former will be Victoria D. Salhouse, Robert S. Lanley, James S. L. Dolan, Charles F. Dolan, and Cablevision Systems Corporation. It would be a good derivative action cause under Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 23.1, but currently plaintiff reserves on the same. Glendora is waiting for her Glendora is writing further objections to awarding you the North Hempstead franchise. She hopes to start the same today. What kind of Americans are you? Till all success be nobleness. Okay, that's pages 11 and 12. Let's put in 14. I found out why this machine wasn't making dark enough copies, so I took the copy cartridge out of my other Canon over here and put the cartridge in here, and it's okay now. Outraged by your violations of law, Wednesday afternoon, 9:14, we marched to North Hempstead Town Hall and kept them from voting that night in your favor. A derivative action is contemplated because you are not meeting your duty as management. You have no legal basis to say Glendora has to write a new demand each time she comes. The law says it is an ongoing inspection to be continued until it is finished. Here are words that describe you: abandoned, self-surrendered to vice, profligate, open and shameless disregard of decency. dissolute, utter laxity of morals, no restraint, reprobate, complete insensibility to reproof, given up to vice, irreclaimably wicked, irredeemable, deprived, corrupt, vicious, vile, graceless, shameless, unprincipled, uh, 14th, 2000, Anno Domini, yours in truth, Glendora. It took 10 hours and $11.30, and the service list is Charles F. Dolan, James L. Dolan, Robert S. Lemley, the Center for Judicial Accountability, Glendora TV audience, Newberger, Banks, Connor, Durser, and the fourth Common Council person, town board member in North Hempstead, the New York State Public Service Commission, Hill Gartner, and Robert Goldberg. Here it is, folks. Ready to mail. So I have to take it to the post office. Now, it's 2:22 p.m. a magic minute on September 15th. September's half over, and first I have to put fluids in the 1980 Lincoln, and then take it to the post office for exercise. These are conversations, folks. Today, September 15th, Friday. September is half over.
No messages in mailbox 1.
This is Glendora, returning Ralph's many calls.
Hi. Okay, one moment, please.
Thank you. Got in that desk and put this copy machine on the floor. It's working well.
I'll be right with you.
Thank you.
How are you?
Good, Ralph. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I look forward to your jokes whenever I call.
Oh, that's good.
They're pretty funny.
Oh, that's good.
You change them daily?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Sometimes by the hour.
I'll call you if I don't need you.
Now, you say that demographic is going to be hard to find on News 12?
Yeah, we're a typical news audience, ma'am, and that's like adults 25 to 54. We don't typically pull real good with the 60 plus. In fact, we don't get any type of a quantitative analysis. If we can tell you how many viewers we cume in a day, but for me to be able to tell you...
What is that figure, Ralph?
You know what? I have to actually go get the latest figures for you. And also, you have to tell me if you want me to give you just the Long Island figure or all the News 12s, because we have 5 News 12s in total, and that comes to over 3.2 million homes in the New York metropolitan area.
That's homes. That's homes passed, but we don't know how many viewers.
No, those are homes, yeah, that we're actually in.
Okay, how do you spell your last name?
Oh, C-E-R-E-N-Z like in zebra, I-O.
I-O?
Yes.
Serenio?
Sorrenzio.
You didn't say Z, did you?
Yeah, it's like zebra.
C-E-R-E-N-Z?
Yes. I-O.
Oh, okay. Now, where would I find that older demographic?
Well, I'm trying to think of the cable networks that really appeal to older. I know there's a national one called Good Life Network, but I don't know if they have a New York office. As far as the ones that Cablevision has on their channel lineup,
Thank
Mike
you.
Rowdy, the gentleman that you met with on Long
He
Island.
says that you do not do commercial insertions on the Help Channel.
Oh, we don't. That would be right. They probably haven't. They probably don't insert on that network yet.
They don't.
I'm trying to think of the networks that would skew 60 plus. Did he have any recommendations on the cable channel?
No, we just talked about the Health Network and News 12. This is what the client specifically mentioned, but the Health Network is out.
What exactly is the product? Is it like
It's not a product, it's a service, and it's for people who have this affliction and they're over 60.
This would be my suggestion. If just a suggestion. I've been doing this a long time, 18 years, so I've been in this situation before. You might want to try a test, which means let us test out different day parts on News 12, maybe some daytime, which I think is going to give you a better chance of reaching an older demographic during our 9 to 5 show. I think our 6 to 9 is probably the commuter getting up to get his weather and his traffic information real fast and some sports scores or something, and then they run out. But I think 9 to 5 we get the people that are home during the day. And I know I have relatives that are 60 plus on Long Island and in New Jersey, and they tell me they watch News 12 all the time during the day.
Do you have a rating service that covers that, or does it come out on Nielsen? Does it?
We have a private studies that we get from Nielsen. Unfortunately, they don't break it down in demographics for us, like 60 plus.
All right. How many households?
Okay, we cover 3.2 million households. And then the day parts, I can give you the ratings by day parts. If you'd be kind enough to just let me pull it out of the drawer.
Well, now, are you saying that you passed 3.2 million, or that 3.2 million are tuned in?
Oh, we are actually available.
Yeah, you don't know that 3.2 million are tuned in.
No, but I can tell you how many are. Just hold on, bear with me, and I'll tell you. Any particular month you would like me to look at? You want me to look at the month that you plan on advertising in from the year before? Want me to look at, like, the sweeps from May? Or would you like me to look at the,
You're going to have October sweeps pretty soon, aren't you?
I won't have those until, like, December.
So the most recent sweeps are
The
May.
recent ones were May, so let me go over what that...
Are you Rainbow Sales?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you down, what's your address?
530 Fifth Avenue.
And who's in charge now?
Who's in charge of Rainbow Sales? Well, Bob Sullivan is my boss, and but he sits next to Mike Rowdy, who you saw on Wednesday or Tuesday.
Yes, now how did you get my name and number?
Mr. Sullivan, who's Mike Rowdy's boss, called me up and asked me to personally handle it because I'm the vice president of sales, and he wanted me to handle it personally.
And where does this leave Mike Rowdy and the information he was going to deliver us on Tuesday?
He will, because he handles a different aspect of the sales. He handles the channels other than News 12. So if you're looking at CNN, ESPN, USA, TNT, Lifetime, those networks, those are all his jurisdiction. I just do News 12, and that's where it ends.
And you do News 12 for Nassau and Suffolk?
Yes, and then I also do it for Westchester, Connecticut.
One moment, please.
Jersey,
Westchester,
the Bronx.
Connecticut, Jersey, Bronx.
And we really have very nice channels in New Jersey. And in the Bronx, they cover a lot of homes. So let me give you the ratings for May. Hold on.
And now this is homes. When you say homes,
Household.
these are subscribers.
Total, right, and each one represents a household. I can't tell you what the demographic was for that person. I can just tell you the house was tuned in. Okay? From 6 to 9 in the morning, News 12 did a 1 rating. So if you multiply that by the fact that we have 3.2 million homes, 32,000 people were tuned in from 6 to 9. So they don't stay the whole 3 hours, but every 15-minute check, there were 32,000 people tuned in.
And this is from Nielsen?
Yes. May 2000.
People you figuring per household? 2.5?
Well, when they give us household, they just tell us for the house, but I think the average number of people per New York metropolitan area household, I believe it's 1.5.
Okay.
Might be a little higher. Might be like 1.75.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay, now the 9 to 5, or the daytime that we were talking about, does a .2. So, 3.2 million homes in the New York area times a .2, that's 6,000 homes.
1.5, that's 9,000 viewers.
Right, if you were using that person's per viewing household. You want the rest of the day parts? I have 5 to 7 p.m. at night. I have 7 to 10 p.m. at night.
Okay.
Okay, let me give those to you quickly. 5 to 7 did a .4. So that would be, I guess, double the last one I just gave you. What was that? 6,000 homes? So that would be .4 would be 12,000. The 7 to 10 did a .4. And the 10 to midnight is nice. That one did a .6. It would be 6, 12, 18,000 homes. And that was the entire News 12 if you bought all 5 areas. And I put 2 pages together for you, which we were going to Federal Express today, but it was a P.O. box, and I don't think you can. So
No, don't Federal Express.
we put it in regular mail for you.
Oh, that went up. It did go out today?
Yes, it went out this morning, but I have a copy of it in front of me that I kept.
And Mike is going to give us he's going to give us the other one Tuesday by hand. We will be there by hand.
Oh, okay. Well,
we're going to Woodbury
if
Tuesday.
you need mine by hand on Tuesday, I can fax it over to Mike. Just have him give me a call. But let me tell you, I gave you 2 packages. I gave you one that was just News 12 Long Island, and I gave you one that was all of the News 12s.
And how many spots?
Well, he said your budget was $60,000, but I left you a message. I wasn't sure how many weeks that encompassed, so I just guessed at 10.
You guessed at 10 spots?
10 weeks.
10 weeks.
Yeah.
And how many spots?
So for Long Island, I figured $6,000 a week for 10 weeks. You would budget, just as a guess, and that would give you 15 spots between 5 and 12, 5 p.m. and 12 midnight per week. It would give you 4 spots on Saturday and Sunday between 5 and 12, because I just gave you Monday through Friday just now. And then it would give you 10 spots in the daytime between 9 and 5. And that would come to $6,000 a week just for Long Island. And that's a nice schedule, because you're hitting the evening viewers about 3 times a night, and you're hitting the daytime viewers about almost 2 times a day. For the ring, we call it the ring when you buy all 5. What I did was $6,000 a week isn't really enough to do a good job on the week, so I cut it down to 6 weeks and made it $10,000 per week, since you're hitting so many more homes.
is the New York metropolitan area?
It's all New York DMA, yes. It's all considered. It's all Fairfield, Connecticut, Nassau, Suffolk, Long Island, Westchester County, the 16 counties in New Jersey that are part of the New York DMA, and the Bronx County.
Hold on just a second. It's Fairfield, Westchester,
Nassau, Suffolk,
Nassau, Suffolk, Bronx.
and then 16 counties in New Jersey, or 13.
What?
It's 16 or 13. I believe it's 13 counties in New Jersey. Anything that's like considered the New Jersey DMA, like we don't cover down by Philly,
No, I
that
understand.
area, Cherry
Right,
Hill,
right,
Atlantic City's not in there.
Right.
So
It's what-
now that schedule was 6 weeks, all beginning 10/22, and I used the same 3 day parts. The first one was Monday through Friday, 5 to 12, and I gave you 12 spots there.
Wait a second. This is 6 weeks starting October 22nd, and then you said Monday through Friday what?
5 p.m. to 12 p.m., 5 p.m. to midnight,
And how many?
12 a week.
Okay.
And Saturday and Sunday, 5 p.m. to 12 a.m., 4 per week. Day through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 10 per week. $10,000 per week for 6 weeks for 60,000. I would recommend, based on, because it's kind of a direct response type of thing, any schedule you place, really test it close for a week or two and just make sure it's working for you before you commit to such a long. Because you never know how these things are going to be. Sometimes nothing happens and sometimes everything happens. It's not an exact science. I wish I knew how it worked. A lot of it just depends on the product. And if right now there happens to be a great demand for it.
Do your rates drop after Christmas?
Yeah.
Last week of the year?
Yes, I'm sure they would.
Until what, the 3rd week in January?
Yes, you certainly seem to know this business. Yeah, it's a very quiet time for us. From now till after Thanksgiving, till basically from now till Christmas, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All the retailers and stuff like that.
It's their only chance to make it.
It's true. They depend on 6 weeks out of the year.
Yeah, they don't get it any other time. Okay.
That's why, it's tough for these type of things to actually advertise in the 4th quarter, because you got car dealers and retailers jumping over each other's backs. Now you got the Clinton and Lazio and all the issue money on the air. So it's kind of hard to stick out. It's tough to do this type of thing in October.
Yeah.
It's very tough. Whereas in January, we're all staring around looking at each other.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Kind of a good time, too, to do that type of stuff.
Because this is a year-round thing.
Right.
Okay, that's good information. I want to thank you very much.
Anytime you need anything, you feel free. That's my direct number you called, so you feel free.
Yeah, and what's your zip code there?
The zip code is 10036.
Okay.
And any correspondence to me, you would put either Rainbow or News 12, and I would get it.
Okay.
35th Avenue.
All right.
And if you want it, what I just discussed with you, if you want a copy of it, I can fax it to you if you need it.
No, thanks.
Okay.
I would like you, though, to give Mike a ring and ask him, I would like to have you either send it to Mike.
I can do it right now. Take 1 second.
And then Franklin, with a Y, will pick it up Tuesday.
Okay.
He'll pick it up
Just what we
Tuesday.
discussed. You'll receive one at your post office box.
Yeah, that's good. And he'll pick it up Tuesday at 111 Crossways, Media Crossways.
Yes, that's where Mike is, and I'll fax it to Mike right now with a little note to give it to Franklin on Tuesday.
Or you could walk it over to Lynbrook by Goose. Or fly it over. They have big wings.
Hey, you see a lot of those things when you're on Long Island.
Yes, well, mostly at Cablevision. I thought when Cablevision moved from Woodbury, they took them to Bethpage with them.
Well, it's like
But
the obstacle course.
But they didn't. They're still there. All right.
You should try playing golf with them all over the golf course. That's interesting.
Okay, now, that's good.
All right.
And now this is today's joke.
Okay.
Charlie was talking to God, and he says to God, how much is $1 million to you, God? And God said, about $10. And Charlie says, well, God, how long is 1,000,000 years to you? And God said, 1 second. And Charlie says, God, will you loan me $10? And God said, certainly, just 1 second.
I like that.
Okay, what town do you live in?
Me?
Yeah.
I live in New Jersey, in Bergen County.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In Bergen.
Yeah.
You're going to be my sponsor over there for public access?
Sure.
Okay, because, well, you have Bergen, right. That's Karen Heck. She has that. All right.
Well, I don't live on a cablevision system. I have Time Warner.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, can you believe that? Been with the company 18 years and I've never had cablevision in my house. Stinks.
And that's Time Warner over there?
Yeah, they have one system and I'm on it.
Yes, right, because Cablevision has Bergen.
Yeah, but Time Warner has it. As soon as you come across the Church Washington Bridge, that's Time Warner. All that. Fort Lee, Leonia, Palisade Park.
Those are all Time Warner.
All Time Warner. Richfield Park. That's all them. Pagoda, Little Ferry. Yeah, they have about 50,000 homes, and the rest of it is like mostly Cablevision and Comcast, I believe.
Yeah. Well, have heart, because I believe that someday there will only be one cable system in the whole New York DMA.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
I think that's the way it's going to go. All right. I thank you very much.
Hey, you have a good weekend.
All right, and appreciate all your help.
Oh, you're very welcome, Glendora.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 99, did you see that $99 in blue? Would you cut that out?
One of our books that I didn't have this particular hymn in it. I can give you the Will Library. Can you hold on while I go back and get it?
Okay.
What I checked was called American Hymns, Old and New.
Oh, that's a good book.
Yeah, and it did have the music for a lot of the hymns that are in here, but when I check reference book, though, you can't take it out.
Oh, it's a reference, okay.
Yeah, you can check out our downstairs.
Okay.
I was checking the reference books here.
And is that a small A or a big A?
It's just A for that stands, it's capital.
Okay. Yes, thanks. And the number for the Will Library?
Sure, hold on 1 second. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Glendora, how you doing?
Very good. How are you?
I know, you're looking for a tray.
2 trays.
Yeah, which I can give you, which is no problem.
The problem why it wasn't making GC 310,
Alright,
and I put it in your... Someday when it comes right, Franklin will come up.
fine.
And I think you ought to give him another copy cartridge
Okay.
to trade in toward your PC 330. Thank you. Robert,
Yes, I'm listening.
your copy cartridge is recycled. Do you know about that?
Yes.
Do you do that?
Yeah, I do. I don't monkey too much with it. I can. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got down in Brooklyn.
That's...
Well, no, this guy isn't, but, yeah, for that. Yeah, which is good. You cut that down. See what could be.
The tray?
The trade.
Good, Bob. How did Harry make his waterbed more comfortable?
It was, okay.
Okay, Bob.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. This is Glendora thanking you for my diploma.
Hi. Glendora?
Yes.
Hi, I'm sorry. What did you say?
Thanking you for my diploma.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, Patrick brought it to me singing Pomp and Circumstance.
That's good. You can frame it.
Okay, it is framed already. I know, I've been framed many times. We didn't have any cap and gown. No cap and gown, sir.
Good.
So it's a beautiful certificate.
I'm glad.
And how did Harry make his waterbed more?
Thank you.
Amy's so proud of her new business cards.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she gave me one.
Yeah, you can call directly the Bob or Amy.
Yep.
They're all here to help us.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Oh, and yes.
If you'd like to contact anybody in,
I
our
do.
region and thank you.
Whose idea was that, Marie?
It was at the request, I believe, of the producers who wanted to be able to...
Information in the new number 3 public access kit. Expansive.
There you go.
Expansive.
Oh, okay.
And expensive.
Hold on 1 second, Glendora.
No, that's all. Take care. Have a nice weekend and say hi to Amy.
Bye.
Bye. Glendora. Could I talk to Amy, please? Galembo?
Sure, hold on.
Thank you. Oh, Amy, thank you for all your messages.
Oh, no problem. I'm the queen of messages this week. Calling everybody up.
And that's good news, no?
Oh, yeah. Thank God.
And,
Did you get your letter yet?
no, I did not get my letter yet. Where did you send it? To, Huntington or to,
To White Plains.
okay, extension, Amy?
It's 447.
447. That doesn't work anymore, 310? That doesn't work anymore. Let me erase that. Specials.
No problem.
I sent you 4 specials today.
Okay.
Now ask, Amy, with this new channel, designated public access channel, will you have more time?
But we won't have to worry about angering the telecare people, and it's more public access. It'll be promoted as public access. It won't be like telecare.
Gotcha.
But it's our own channel.
His waterbed more comfortable.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, relax.
Yeah, I guess you had it this week.
Promotional stuff together for this channel move. So
Yes.
it'll be thanked a few times on your show.
Yeah, that's nice.
You're making me famous.
Yeah, that's nice.
Telling me they, saw my name or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, it's amazing how many people watch
Yeah.
public access. It's amazing. All right, that's good news. And,
You guys take care.
yeah, I thought it was very nice that you called me up in Hicksville because that gave me a chance to plan what I was doing. Let's see. What other news? There's something else went through my mind to tell you. Oh, yes. Did you know that, Irma?
No?
Yes, I got a access training course.
Oh, great.
And it was dated sometime 1994, but
Well, we just started with the certificate.
to me in singing Pomp and Circumstance. Why didn't we have a cap and gown ceremony? Okay, do for all of us.
No problem.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
I just sent you a huge package.
Oh, that's great, Matt.
We had to fire our program director, find the right person for the job.
Oh, who was that?
It was Tammy.
Yeah, boy, did I have complaints about Tammy.
So basically, I sent you a letter, and I sent you about 20 or 30 tapes.
You were so nice to do that.
I just sent them out today, so you should get them. I sent them out priority mail. You should get them in a couple of days. Okay?
Yes, does that leave you with any postage left over that I sent you?
Actually, the last tape I got had some postage in it.
Oh, good.
So I'm good, and I got your tape. It's going to run tonight at, something like that. It's usual time,
Yes, that's good.
And if there's any changes, because I'm...
Oh, good, and if you can find me a happy spot on prime time,
Okay.
I would certainly appreciate it.
I think I might be able to do that.
Oh, really, Matt?
I'll get you something good.
Oh, thanks, and I look forward to my big box of tapes.
Yeah, it's coming.
Well, that fourth-class mail is pretty darn good, let me tell you.
Yeah. Well, I just had to get... I had not only you, but about 15 other producers.
Up and down she sent them, and I knew she hadn't.
The box she said she sent, I found underneath her desk, and then I had
Coming?
a box and an envelope with like 2 or 3 assorted tapes.
I wonder what her problem was. I never could figure it out.
Yeah. Well, it just we tried to work it out with her, and it didn't work out.
Yeah. That we have you.
Well, it's when somebody leaves, I assume their duties. And so,
How did Harry make his waterbed more comfortable?
I don't know.
He put water?
I don't know.
Thank you, Matt.
Bye, Glendora. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, Cindy.
Yeah.
It's Glendora.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
We have the bylaws.
Okay.
You looking forward to your weekend?
I am. That I am. Okay, let's see. A copy of the bylaws.
Yes. That's to Glendora, East New York. 106-14 949 9495. And Cindy, on the shareholders list, I used my Huntington, New York address, Huntington Station, and it says 110. It should say Route 110.
Okay.
Route. They just add that one word.
Yep.
And,
Got it.
and how did Harry...
All that.
There's nothing besides all that.
How's everything? Okay.
Yes, things are all good.
Okay. Good.
Now, You know, this is my 12th dancing until 4 p.m. And it has worked. I've gone from 179 down to 174.
Good.
Yeah. So now, is there any way we can eat at 4 o'clock at the end of the month?
Yeah, I do. So I'm
Go eat?
Nah, little different things going on, Little League meetings after that.
Would be a problem.
Well,
Yeah.
have a snack or something?
No, I was so discouraged with it because I'd done it for 10 days and I had to up or show down or something.
Well, that's good.
How's that?
Unless you want to cheat one day.
Oh no, that's the undoing, I tell you. Just one day. 1 minute and you're a goner.
How about the 28th?
The 28th. That's right, guess what? I bought Franklin a ticket to go to Houston to see his 89th, the 28th.
You want to do it the 27th?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll see you around 12 on the 27th.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
How did Harry make his waterbed more comfortable?
How?
He put water softener in it. Tell that one to Curly.
Okay.
Bye. He put water softener in it. Tell that one to Curly.
Okay.
Bye. Oh, great! The best reference librarian in the whole world.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Did you see this on television about you?
No, I almost never watch television.
See?
Somebody told me.
Here you are, the best reference librarian in the whole world, and you're incomplete.
I know. But we're all incomplete one way or another.
Oh, great! The best reference librarian in the whole world.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Did you see this on television about you?
No, I almost never watch television.
See?
Somebody told me.
Here you are, the best reference librarian in the whole world, and you're incomplete.
I know. But we're all incomplete one way or another.
Well, all of us.
Somebody told me about it. What can I do for you?
Well, there's a hymn called Whispering Hope. I wonder if you have the words and the music to it.
I don't know. That was.
Yeah?
Here's a record. Let me see which it is.
This.
The compact disc. It is. Hang on.
Oh, thanks.
Well. Hello?
Yeah?
Okay. Now, there is a book called Book. And on page 372, it's a short song. It's all the words in the music, and you could copy it.
Hey, whispering hope. Oh, how.
Wait.
What's it say?
Hope is the voice.
Say the whole thing, Joyce.
Hope with a gentle persuasion whispers a comforting word.
Yes.
Wait till the darkness is over.
That's the one.
Till the tempest is done. Hope for the sunshine tomorrow, after the shower is gone.
That's beautiful. Marvelous. Joyce, will you put that on reserve for me?
I can't, it's a reference book.
Okay.
Write it down.
No, wait just a second.
Exact name is Professional Fake Book.
Legit?
Richard Wolf's Legit Professional Fake Book.
What?
They call these books the
Word.
Fake, F-A-K-E.
Good Lord. And it's Richard, and that's W-O-L-F-F?
Apostrophe S. And it is in the reference collection under R784W.
It's on page 370.
Two.
Oh, marvelous. And it's right there, always in back of you, huh?
We hope. It's all right. Now, we'll do this again. Okay, what is it?
Well, the new patron was dazzled by his library card, and he says, you mean with this little card I can take out any book I want? And the librarian said, yes. And he says, with this little card I can take out any VHS I want? Yes. And with this little card I can take out any CD that I want? Yes. And he says, with this little card I can take out any librarian I want? And the librarian says, no, the librarians are for reference use only.
Okay, that's pretty good. Anyway, there it is.
Yeah, thank you so much for tracking it down.
Okay, you're welcome.
You win again.
Okay.
We'll put your name up on TV. Yeah, oh yes. I got an extension. I think we want to hook up with MCI.
Pound. To mark message urgent, press 1, followed by the pound key. To cancel your message, press the star key. To review or change your message, press 2. To send your message, to erase and re-record, press 2. To replay message, press 3.
Hi, Lucy. It's Glendora.
To replay message, press 3. To continue recording, press 9. To go to the previous, continue recording at the tone.
914-949-9495. Franklin and I talked it over, and we think we want to try MCI. Glendora. Glendora. Thank you. If you call and you get our recorder, please give us your number so that we can reach you. You said you work weekends, and one is a bit hairy, make his waterbed more comfortable. You put water softener in it.
To erase and re-record, press 2. To replay message,
Lucy, it's Glendora. If you call and you get our recorder, please give us your...
to erase message, press 3. To continue recording,
Hi, it's Glendora. I'd like to talk to Nancy Rickard.
Your name again? Glendora?
Yes.
One moment. No.
Nancy won't come to the phone? Is that it? Did you tell her that I was on the phone and she wouldn't come to the phone? Is that it?
I told her you were on the line and that she said you needed to...
I want to talk to her, please. My number is 914.
Let me get a pen. One moment, please.
Okay, thank you. N.
Glen.
D is in David, O-R-A.
D-O-R.
And, I want to know when my program is being cablecast.
Okay.
914? 9495
The name of your program?
is a chat with Glendora.
Chat.
Thanks, and I have a lot of news to tell her what's going on in public access up here in the New York area.
I'll be sure she gets the message.
Oh, thanks. What's your name?
Ryan.
Oh, good. What do you call a miniature guppy?
What do I call a miniature guppy?
Yes.
I have no idea.
A microfiche.
What?
Okay, Ryan.
Glendora, thank you.
Thank you very much. Talk to you soon.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, Ryan. She must think she's pretty important, huh, Frankie? This is Patricia Brady.
70, if you'd like to leave a message for Jeff or Pat, do so at the beep, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Hi, Pat. I thought your message to me was terrific. You gave me a whole lot of information, every bit of which I'm intensely interested in. No, send you the next program on 3/4 inch. No problem at all. And I'm so glad that it's going to get up and running. And I still, of course, don't quite understand the situation over there. And I'm sorry that they aren't doing things right the way they should for you. Are you going to the meeting Monday night? Manhattan. Same place you were before? Glendora, 914-949-9495. And Harry make his waterbed more comfortable. We put water softener in it.
So, leave your message after the beep. Thank you.
she's not here today. She'll be here Monday. You want a voicemail?
Line, please leave a message after the tone. The telephone to ensure a clear recording. And re-record, press 2. For delivery options, press 3. To send this message now, press pound.
press 2. For delivery options, press 3. To send this message now, press pound. You're welcome. Tone or dial 0 for an operator.
Glendora, I guess President Clinton thinks the same thing about U.S. attorneys as does Franklin and as do Glendora and Franklin. Take care. I hope you got your brief going. That's a very interesting thing that Calabrese did. And I really think that's a victory in itself. Our number is 914-949-9495. Keep us posted.
Hold me about a second. My daughter just called me on the other line. Can I hook you in?
Yeah.
Madison? Madison? Hi.
Hi, Madison.
I'm on with somebody else on the line, too.
Hi, Madison. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, what did you want to know about Maurice Cunningham?
Hold on. You know what? I think I better call you back in 1 minute. Are you home?
No, you can't get me back. You can't get me.
Let's call at the same time.
Oh, okay.
I better call. Let me call. Can you call me back in 2 minutes?
Yes, I can call you back.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye. Hello?
And this Sunday, I think Paul Gardefee is the cook, and he's a good cook. So, refreshments to see if it's worth going to church that Sunday. Take care. We're Jewish Task Force.
Right, the TV show that I was once working with, Jewish Task Force. You know.
Yes, yes.
I never mentioned it.
You said you hadn't worked for them for years.
That's correct. He just called me up. I haven't heard from him in years. And he says, because years ago I had an issue with him, regarding anonymity, meaning
Well, that's against the state law.
Well,
No, not well. No, that's a clear state law. Every public access producer has to be, if requested, the name, address, and telephone number has to be given. That's a state law.
yeah, well, they'll give it. He'll give it to them.
No, and they have to give it to the public.
But wait. If I agree to accept service on behalf of them, then the public need is satisfied.
No, that's just cute stuff.
No.
Okay, the law is very clear, and you can have
You
your.
know why? Because the law is also clear that there's a.
You're always on the wrong side, Graceman. Whatever happened to your soul?
No, listen to me. There's a risk of that you went up against the World Trade bombers before they were caught, before they bombed the World Trade Center. They had a show. I remember I should have kept the show because it was the most amazing thing. They taped the show before the World Trade Center bombing. The show aired after the World Trade Center bombing. You would have thought that they taped that show after the World Trade Center bombing because they were naming the same people. They were saying these people, the government won't go after them. They're the same people killed Rabbi Kahana. They're terrorists. They have groups. There's going to be big events happening in the U.S.
There's no way around that law.
Yeah, there is.
No, there isn't.
Anyway, whatever.
No, there isn't, Brian.
No.
It is a law, and the reason it is a law is because of the Nazis
Go ahead.
on Manhattan cable TV.
Go ahead.
Yes.
What was it?
Well, the Nazis got a little teenage stooge to stand in for them, for their name. And so then it became...
No, but wait a minute. I mean, is it to make sure it's the resident or to make sure that people can... What's the purpose?
The purpose is that the public has to know.
So
It belongs... got a little teenage stooge to stand in for them, for their name. And so then it became...
No, but wait a minute. I mean, is it to make sure it's a resident or to make sure that people can... What's the purpose?
The purpose is that the public has to know.
No,
It belongs to the public.
Why does the public have to know?
Because the public has to know. Now stop trying to cheat.
No, wait. What's the purpose? Nothing.
That is the purpose. The public has to know who is the producer of the program, the name, address, and telephone number.
Purpose of... What?
Ask the state legislature. They're the ones who passed it.
If the purpose is so that they can be sued for libel, then...
The public has to know, okay?
I don't know about that law.
No, I think you're on the wrong side of everything. I will not help you. I absolutely will not help you.
I don't know.
I will not.
Wait a minute. If they publish their name and address, these Nazis, these Arabs are going to go over and kill them.
All right. Then get off the TV. They have to take what they got to take.
I see. So if you're taking a popular view against an unpopular, you have to put your family at risk.
No, I'm taking the side of the law, which lawyers never seem to do. Now that is the law, and you can't get around it.
No, but you know,
If Maurice Cunningham has raised this issue with you, she is right.
Laws can be challenged.
No, dear. If you want to challenge the law, you go to the legislature, not the court. The court is there to enforce the legislature's law.
We actually settled with Queen's Cable with this. Anyway, but you had an issue with the residency with Nassau County, though, and you won that.
Well, I won that by having a residency in Nassau County.
You or someone else?
Myself. You look me up in the book.
Because you can have more than one resident.
Look up my address and look up my telephone number. Now I am... now these residency things, I don't know if we're changing the subject or not, but I know for sure that you have to give that address. And if you don't, you're going to lose your privilege of being a public access producer, or that group of people opposing Positively Jewish. They're going to let us, and they should.
Well, I won't tell you that we have won on that issue for years now. No, okay. No, we're one in the settlement context.
What?
I have settled with one cable, still being honored, where the address is not public, it's a station, and there's a...
No, just read the law.
You can't just read the law.
The Public Service Commission, do you know what those numbers are? They've changed them all over since the Public Service Commission has died out and gone into the... since the Cable Television Commission has died out and gone into the Public Service Commission. But the laws used to be Title IX, New York Code, Rules and Regulations, and it would be Section 595.4. You can also call Steve Shea at the Public Service Commission.
Oh, man, what's that the same this guy?
Of course. I know him well.
He's not a big rotund guy, is he?
No, the big rotund guy is John Figliosi.
No, okay. No. I know an attorney named Steve Shea, but that's...
No, he's not an attorney, for one thing.
Oh, it's a different one.
He works for the Public Service Commission.
Not the same guy.
No.
Sorry.
And anyway, it's spelled S-H-A-Y-E.
Oh, definitely not the same guy.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
You can ask Steve Shea. But Maurice has you, believe me. Maurice has you.
Have you?
These guys either have to give up public access if they're afraid of getting killed, or they have to comply with the law. And no exceptions.
Disagree. Okay.
And now last two calls, I don't like your cause. You're on the wrong side.
What was the last one?
The last one was...
Wait a minute. This one is in favor of public access.
No, it isn't.
Where there's a real risk that people ought to be able to get their opinion out there without being subject.
No, they have to stand on who they are. Now, there's no place for subterfuge in this. We're paying for it.
Yeah. Who told me they had a good argument here?
Me.
You did on your message.
Yeah, it was a terrific argument.
Did you suck it?
Yeah, it was the Bruiser Ken case.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I peeled everything they did, of course.
Which part of it? The criminal side of it?
The criminal. Yeah, the criminal.
Because that was a ridiculous decision.
Ridiculous.
Now, but it was a jury decision, too, which was...
Yeah.
How did the Second Circuit...
Well, this is interesting. I stood up, and for 5 minutes I said the same thing about the U.S. Attorney that President Clinton said yesterday.
Yeah.
And I really let him have it. And I said, this is the first time that a United States attorney has lied, stolen, and cheated. And I said, the man who's standing before you, or who's sitting before you, 15 lies. And then I went through and told him where all of my rights were violated, like speedy trial and the Fourth Amendment right to a sworn statement under penalty of perjury, and that probable cause, they had no probable cause, that the complaint was all... Anyway, I went through the whole thing. All I had was 5 minutes. And I'm amazed. I think that John Perry, who sits in the pit, I caught go. Because the argument was at least 5:45. And then John Perry said when I came in, he says, are you going to reserve 1 minute for rebuttal? He says, you usually do. And the U.S. attorney was sitting right there. And then after I finished, and I had my say, and Calabrese looked me straight in the eye all the time. He never interrupted me. He let me finish. And then the U.S. attorney came up, and guess what he said?
Mm-hmm. What?
This is a black.
Yeah.
And to say, this is pro se.
Yeah, and then what?
Well, that's all. He couldn't refine any reputation.
Okay, well, and then
Calabrese said to me, you have a minute for rebuttal. See, I really didn't. They slipped. And he says, do you want it? And I says, no, I'll give you the minute. I thank you for being here, your being here, and for my being here, and for this courtroom. I said, this is what America is all about. Now, he came up with a very good thing. He said to Cassidy, who was Franklin's legal defense, legal aid, and to, supposing we don't talk about reversal on due process, supposing we talk about reversal on the, just a minute, on some supervisory authority. You see, because Calabrese did reverse a criminal case, it went to the Supreme Court of the United States, and they were very sensitive about that.
what is supervisory authority?
That judges have the right to reverse a verdict just on supervisory authority. And so he said, I want you two people, meaning Cassidy, Franklin's lawyer, and Ramos, he says, I want you two to present a brief in a week's time.
Oh, a supplemental brief?
Yes, on supervisory authority. Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
So these things happen. What can you say? And it, like the other day, I was going through the security with my people who put their phones and stuff in. And I mentioned it to people one time to time. In Nassau County, they have weird systems and such. That would be really satisfying for that case to be reversed.
Yeah, wouldn't it? But you see, it's nothing new. Look, that's what they did to Lee. They put the guy in jail in 9 months with no probable cause.
Yeah.
Violating everything American. And so Clinton is right to say that he's bothered by it. And Reno is wrong. She knows it goes on 20, 30, 40, 50 times a day.
Yeah.
It's just sold to the devil, that's all. They're no good. I have had so many dealings with them. Not one of them is worth verbal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that would be really interesting. I can't, and the fact that he asked for supplemental brief,
Yeah.
highly, highly significant.
Oh, yes, and you know something else he said that was quite in our favor? He said to the U.S. attorney, his name is Edgardo Ramos, a real creep. Edgardo Ramos.
I don't know.
He said to him, well, now, if this, in these words, in this meaning, not in these words, he said, if this is reversed, we,
Re-prosecute?
no, will they get their, do they get their money back? See, Franklin had to pay $2,000 and $2,000 for himself and $2,000 for me.
If you told me, by the way, that this argument was going on, I'd be crazy here, but I have a good chance I would have shown up.
Really?
When was it?
The 7th of September, a Thursday.
I don't remember how crazy I was on September 7th. It's possible that, if I look at my calendar, it was one of those days I left at 3 in the
But don't
morning.
you think that's easy? And then the U.S. attorney said, yes, probably. They would get their money back. And Calabrese himself and nobody else brought that up. Now, you see,
Who was the other panelists?
A new guy, brand new guy, younger than you are. His name is Katzman. And the third guy was Metcalf, the former governor. Meskill, the former.
Oh yeah, Tom Meskill.
Yeah, the former governor of Connecticut.
Yeah.
And he recoups because I've sued him so many times. Calabrese, so that tells you who has the better memory. Arresting. And that brief was supposed to be in like last Thursday. Yesterday.
Now, how did you present to the court that the jury ruled incorrectly?
Well, I told the court that if you...
Put that down.
Yeah, that's right. Don't come over here again. Calm down, Kenny. Calm down.
Was that in the, did you get that in the record put to them on the brief?
Oh yeah, I've written them hundreds of pages. I've written them everything.
Did Franklin's attorney deal with that at all?
No. She wanted that the ASRAC really was unfamiliar with the sentence guidelines and with the downward departure. ASRAC said she was going to downward depart, and she didn't. And that's her argument. And so she wants a retrial and resentencing under the guidelines. And I said that to Calabrese. I said, Cassidy has done a good job within the constraints of this. I want consummate restitution, and I want $23 million damages, punitive and compensatory, and I want the Ramos gang of gangsters, I want them out. That was what my closing statement was. I don't want another trial. I don't want any more sentencing. I want full restitution for what they did to us.
By the way, when they got the record, was my letter in the record?
Oh, sure. Sure, your letter was in the record. There's no question about that, but it wasn't in the oral argument.
Yeah, I understand that.
Numerous times. Yeah. And also, we didn't get in writing what you said, that these people always resolve their conflicts by going to court. I forgot what word you used for that.
Right. That's correct. That's absolutely correct. I don't remember either, but that would be something I would have said, yeah.
Yes. And I certainly told that to ASRAC at the fake sentencing. But it's interesting about the whole thing is that the probation before they withdrew it. So what does that tell you?
I don't get it. What do you mean?
The probation was for 2 years, okay? It did for 8 months.
The probation officer probably said, this is the most ridiculous case I've ever had.
Everybody has said that. And I said, here's a Hulk. He was 250 pounds, rather 240 pounds, 50 years old, and he socked a frail male, 140 pounds, in the jaw and sprawled him on the floor. And I said, frail male, will you stand up? And Franklin stood up. And you know how thin Franklin is.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that I did the right thing. I took the opportunity and I told them how crooked the system is. They acted as if this thing happened. Well, it never happened. It never happened. And they're acting as though it did. And there's your 4,007 lies. So
unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know what it is? His Wackler said it. He said you could indict a ham sandwich. They just did that to you at trial.
Yeah, that's what they did. They were scared stiff that they were going to be an ASRA. And I stood up and I said, I object to having the FBI agent sitting at the prosecutor's table. And Jane Ann Murray, Franklin's legal aide in the lower court, said that too. And ASRAC would not change it. You know, ASRAC was all... ASRAC had... Why are U.S. attorneys... Why are judges afraid of U.S. attorneys? Well, they are. She was scared stiff of him. And you want to know more so because she had her 8 years as a magistrate and her reappointment was up in 3 months. So to make sure she did everything the U.S. attorney wanted. All the way through it. As I said to Calabrese, I saw Joan M. Asrax sell her soul. She sold her soul before my eyes.
I don't know what the U.S. Attorney's Office, how they have to deal with the magistrates. I just don't know.
For U.S. attorney.
Yeah. Thank God. Well,
Okay, do you know, you've got to watch the program. It's at 9 o'clock on your channel, Tuesday night.
I read video. They can give me videos for free and make a fortune off me because it takes me weeks to watch one thing. We bought the set with the Music Man, and it literally it must have taken me like about 10 installments to see the damn thing.
Yes, great. But I wish you would watch it at 9 o'clock because it really lays the system open for what it is.
Well,
Just the way Clinton did today.
yeah.
And so,
All right. Well, good luck. Let me know when you get a decision. I can pull them up on the internet now. You know.
oh, that's where, at home?
In the office. My home machine is virtually useless for the internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. Here the Second Circuit decisions come up on the Second Circuit website.
What do you hear from Robert Perry?
Haven't talked to him in a while.
Goldberg versus Cablevision, saying that the announcement at the end, if you want a tape of this program, send $20, saying that that's commercial, when of course it isn't. And that's Cablevision, and that's before the second.
Whoa, say that one again?
Okay. Goldberg sponsors a program of the Defense Fund, and at the end, the Defense Fund says, if you want a tape, send $20.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yes, and Cablevision
Where's that?
is in the Second Circuit waiting for a decision.
Oh, let me know about that one too. That's very interesting.
The oral argument was in May.
That's interesting.
Yep.
And who was it? There was some attorney. I don't know if he came through you. He must have. Who called me?
Hillgardner.
Oh, that's Hillgard. That's the guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
But didn't he call me about? He asked me for Queen's Cable.
Yes, that's right. Well, because he thinks they're an alter ego for the borough president, Claire Schulman.
Oh, okay.
He called you about that.
I thought he called me for anonymity himself. Didn't he have something about anonymous? Didn't he want that?
I don't remember anything about it.
How do I find this guy? He called me and I never...
Who, Hillgardner?
Yeah.
Okay, hold still.
What, you know what his first name is?
Yes, Thomas J. Just a minute, I'll have it for you. Okay, let's look in the second. Okay. Harry made his waterbed more comfortable. Did you hear? He put water softener in.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, I've got it here, so just stay tuned.
What do you think about the coffee tastes like mud? You must have heard that one.
Yes, yeah, that's right. A few minutes ago it was ground. 1, 2, 3. Court, the United States District Court in Block. They're a good court.
Really?
Yeah, they're a good court. Oh, Frank, we gotta give this to them. I know we have it. I just saw it once. Here it is. 718.
Yeah.
657.
Yeah.
0606.
All right.
And his address is...
I don't need it.
Okay.
I don't need it. Thanks a lot. Good luck. Let me know when those decisions come down.
Well, but I'm glad to talk to you.
All right, thanks.
Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye.
For community media, if you know your party's extension, please press it now. For membership, press 1. Government. You've reached Felicia Brown, Senior Associate, Member Services with Alliance for Community Media. I'm unavailable to take your call at this time. Please leave a brief message and I'll return your call momentarily. Thank you and have a good day.
Please send the information about joining the Alliance for Community Media to Glendora, Glend Donald, ORA, Box 416, White Plains, New York, 10602. And how did Harry bed more comfortable? He put water softener in it at the bank. Okay? At the bank. That's whom you should call.
Riley family, please leave a message after the tone. Please begin the transmission right away. Por favor, dejen un mensaje. Si tienen una transmisión de fax, por favor, comiencen a...
Call me at 949-9495. And do you know how Harry made his waterbed more comfortable? He put water softener in it. Circuit. Glendora versus Gulf.
Kathy Brown here. I'll be out of the office on Thursday, September 14th, returning at 8:30 on Friday, September 15th. If you need immediate assistance, please call Lucille Carr at 857-8599. If not, leave a message and I'll get back to you Friday morning. Thanks. Recording.
Okay, it's Friday evening, and Kathy Brown, I need an Article 3 judge to dismiss my appeal, not a clerk. Constitution of the United States, Article 3, and I need to know why. And I have to have a good reason given for dismissing my appeal. This isn't going to work. You just cannot trample Americans' rights. Glendora, 914-949-9495, Glendora versus Gulf. Take care. I think you're wonderful, the cablecast specials, and I certainly appreciate it. And that was doubly generous of you to cablecast them again. Thank you. We're saying thank you. And for all the things that you do for all of the public access producers. Take care.
Glendora, do you want to know something? I owe you a tremendous apology. I have 2 envelopes that you sent me sitting there waiting to be opened. I haven't even gotten to read them yet.
I know it. How'd you make out with the independent party?
It's been a very wild time, and it's not over yet.
Yeah.
we have the state convention coming up the 23rd and the 24th up in Albany.
Oh, wow.
The thing is, a very unusual situation occurred. An incumbent congressman lost the primary election. I don't know if you read about it in the paper. A 1-year-old woman named Regina Seltzer beat Congressman Michael Forbes.
Wow.
Democratic nomination.
Wow.
You know, he had changed parties. He had been a Republican.
Right.
And had switched to the Democratic Party. He lost in the primary election to this woman. It was a tremendous upset. I mean, for an incumbent, a sitting in, member of Congress to lose, it's just phenomenal. Plus the fact that the Independence Party had chosen not to endorse him, which is part of the reason why he wound up losing, because it blew his mind. He had had our endorsement in the past when he was a Republican. When he switched parties, I won't go into all the gory details as to the reasons why, but the party chose not to give him the endorsement, and he was expecting it, as though he owned it, that it was his. And so he was very inept in his politicking. He failed to stroke the important members of the party who had the ability to give him or to deny him endorsement. And what happened was when we denied it to him, it blew his mind, and he went after us with a vengeance. He so concentrated his efforts on attacking us that he totally ignored the efforts that he should have made to retain his Democratic Party nomination.
Wow, do you take full credit for that?
Well,
did you do it?
I didn't do it. The fact of the matter was, I was very upset because originally I had wanted to endorse him.
Oh.
The reason being that he had been in support of campaign finance reform when he was a Republican. He was one of the few Republicans in the House of Representatives who had supported campaign finance reform and who had even gone out on a limb because the bill was being held up in committee. And in order to bring it out, you have to sign what's called a discharge petition. And you have to get enough votes on the discharge petition to override the chairman of the committee. Well, he signed the discharge petition even though the Republican leadership opposed it. And so the campaign finance reform bill came out to the floor and was voted upon by the House of Representatives, and it passed. Campaign finance reform died in the Senate because the Republicans filibustered it to death. Now, some people were skeptical, saying, that he played the heroic role because he knew it wouldn't cost him anything in the sense that the bill would die in the Senate. It was a foregone conclusion that the Republicans would filibuster it to death, and so therefore he could play heroic and vote for it in the House. But in any event, I felt that he deserved our support, and the others who outnumbered me went contrary, and so they denied him the support, and this just, upset his apple cart, and now he's totally out of the picture. I think I don't even think he's running on the right to, no, he's not running on the right to life line.
Who, Michael Forbes?
Yeah. Grucci has, who is an abomination to me. That was the reason why I was pro-Forbes, because I didn't want Grucci to get on the line, but Grucci is getting the Independence Party line. He has the Republican line, he has the conservative line, and he has the right to life line. So it's like he has a lock on the election. He's going to appear on 4 lines. Regina Seltzer, the woman, the 71-year-old woman who beat Forbes, right now only has the Democratic Party line. So it's going to be a wild kind of race as to going to be running only on the Republican line against Democrat who's running only on the Democratic line, unless we can somehow finagle to get our lines and give our line to the Democrat. So there's a lot going on. We just had a meeting today of the Suffolk County Committee, and next weekend we're going to be up in Albany, working on the state level, and there I'm hoping Ralph Nader may wind up being our candidate. So there's a lot going on. It's in a state of flux. Meanwhile, so what's doing with you?
Well, President Clinton has found out what we found out long ago about U.S. attorneys.
Yeah, right. What do you mean with that?
Yes, Dr. Lee.
Right, the Lee case. Right.
And then last night, Wednesday night, Robert Goldberg and myself prevented Cablevision getting the vote for the North Hempstead franchise. Yes. The lawyer was giving a song and dance about how they should approve the franchise. And it was a public meeting, and I think that we really stopped them from voting that night. They tabled it.
Have you heard Zabby's contention that Cablevision wants to expand the area so as to be able to diminish in other words, they'd like to have a Cablevision of Long Island, one service area, and that way they could further diminish their studio responsibilities.
No, I haven't heard her say that.
Oh, well, that's one of the contentions taking.
But I don't think they can, because these people, Cablevision is under 10-year contract in Oyster Bay for a new studio, and then Wednesday night they're under contract, or if they sign it, they'll be under contract for 10 years for a new studio in the North Hempstead. So I think that's pretty hard to...
That's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
But that means that, to the contrary... Yeah, because she was concerned about that. I don't remember exactly what. I haven't been able, as I said, to keep track of what's going on because my attention...
No, right. You can't follow, and it takes a lot of attention to follow it.
Yeah.
I got my diploma from Cablevision, but I'm a certified...
I
graduated, right, and Pat...
Cablevision College.
Yeah, and Pat Galino brought my diploma to me in singing Pomp and Circumstance. However, there was no cap and gown.
So what does that qualify you as? Are you now capable of being a director, a camera person?
No, I'm entitled to all of their public access facilities. Remotes and editing and studio and... But it's funny, it's dated...
Do you feel a sense of competency? In other words, were the classes that they gave you valid in terms of qualifying you to handle the technical aspects of the equipment?
Sure, because once I come in, I ask questions from beginning to end. And say, you show me how to do this now.
Yeah.
No, of course, I accomplished all this in the year 1994.
So it was
and I just got my diploma now.
It was old hat to you.
No, the whole thing's really funny. Yeah. Well, okay, then I'm glad that you're working for what is right and giving this country a three-party system.
That's my big hope. The sad thing is, this whole business with regard to the debates, I'm hoping, that we can give our line to Nader, and that Nader can get the 5% necessary to qualify for funds for the future. But the 15% threshold that they're demanding as far as participation in the debates is concerned is an outrage. The arrogance of the duopoly, and as though they own the government and they can set the and so it's shameful and it's terribly frustrating and so on.
Yes, it is. How did Harry Phil Goldstein, who is doing good work in the Independent Party?
is John Lovett. I'm not able to take your call at the present time. Kindly leave a brief message at the tone. Thank you.
Jonathan, it's Glendora. Now President Clinton knows what we've known all along about U.S. attorneys. And about the Pirro thing, I think it was a frame-up. And I think the district attorney should sue the U.S. attorney. Take care. Oh, I had a brilliant argument at the Second Circuit, September 7th. Calabrese, Mescal, and a new guy, Katzman. He's younger than you are. And do you know how Harry made his waterbed more comfortable? He put water softener in it. Anthony Riddle, 301.
Who?
Anthony Riddle.
And Tony Riddle isn't here today.
Extension 301 is voicemail, please.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
That's not his extension.
Oh, it isn't?
No. That's the 301 is the extension of the main switchboard, which you got here.
Oh.
Extension is 308.
Oh.
All right, but I'll connect you with his voicemail. Hold on.
Okay, thank you.
You're desperate now, but if you'll leave a message, I'll be glad to get back with you as soon as possible. In the meantime, have a nice day.
At the tone,
Doesn't he have
record your message. When you are finished recording, you may hang up or dial pound.
Doesn't he have a nice voice? Anthony, it's Glendora. Number one, I don't have any labels. Number two, should I join the Alliance for Community Media? I called up and left a message on extension 1, which is membership. Number three, Cablevision has finally complied with the law of a fully designated public access channel. You know, only one. You have four, but so that's in the Hauppauge system. That's in Suffolk, western Suffolk. Because we used to have to share up until last week. Well, actually, it's still going on for a couple more weeks with telecare. So it's no more shared telecare. It's going to be, that's channel 25. It's going to be channel 71, our own public access channel. I don't see how they got by with breaking the law all those years. Let's see, number four. I believe that Bob Goldberg and myself were responsible for keeping the North Hempstead Town Board voting September 13th, Wednesday, to have Cablevision renew their franchise. They've been without a franchise since 1994. This is the town of North Hempstead in Long Island, Nassau County. So I believe that we had a great effect on them to keep them from voting for it. Of course, eventually, Cablevision, forget it. We'll get it. Let's see, number five. How did Harry make his waterbed more comfortable? He put water softener in it. My number's 914-949-9495.
Acceptable, dial pound.
Thank you.
So, folks, that's all of the telephones. All of the telephone calling for Friday, September the 15th. And it's very surprising. I got all of the telephoning done. I did the Thursday calls, the Friday calls, the week calls, the hour calls, the month calls, and the 8.5 by 11 calls. That's amazing. I never expected that after working 8 hours on Cablevision law breaking. It was only 50 calls, 50 calls instead of 80 calls. If I got a chance to do the telephoning every day, I could get it down to maybe 30 calls a day. And at 1 a.m. I was awakened, and the rule is you stay in bed a half an hour, and if we don't go to sleep, you get up and go to work. Well, I stretched it to an hour. Now it's 2 a.m. Well, it's closer to 3 a.m. now. And I'm still working on Cablevision law breaking. Well, folks, I am sorry. I have not been very attentive of you. I left off on late Friday night. I woke up at 1 a.m. and I waited to go back to sleep and was awake, and you know what the rule is. You give yourself a half an hour to go to sleep. If you don't go to sleep then you get up and go to work. And so I finished reporting to you the telephone calls of Friday, so Friday is all reported to you. And then you will be anxious to hear the memorandum of law to the town of North Hampstead about the laws that Cablevision breaks, and therefore Cablevision isn't fit to hold the franchise for the town of Northampton. And so that's a nice long paper to read you. I think it's best to wait until it's completely written. Although I do think it's written, the thing is that I want to copy the law for them. Another thing that got done was the sign when people blow their horn behind you, and there's no need to blow the horn, and that's not what the horn is for. The horn is to prevent an accident. And so you just stick this sign out of the window. And then next is, this is always my price, but I like it when it's a cent sign and not a dollar sign. And President Clinton knows the same thing about the U.S. attorneys that you and I know. Now, what the U.S. attorney did to Lee, put him in jail for 9 months with no probable cause, is the same thing on a much larger scale as to what the U.S. attorney did to us. And of course, punk Janet Reno, she sticks up for the punk U.S. attorneys. So I think this is a paper that we ought to get in. If Ramos and Cassidy are giving a supplemental brief to Judge Calabrese, I think I will give a supplemental brief and send this to him and say, President Clinton knows the same thing that we know about U.S. attorneys. Now, this is a very, very long article in the New York Times, including an editorial. Look how long this article is. So that's something to read and scrutinize. And what is this? More of it? Apparently. After the North Hempstead legal paper was this paper on the so-called Ethics Commission of the Unified Court System of the State of New York. Well, boy, is this a big one that we have uncovered, folks. This camera can see, as I say, better than I can. So I'm going to have to turn on another light so I can read this to you. Franklin took the copy machine that's like this copy machine, but it makes 5 or 6 or 10 or 15 copies at a time. He took it back to Bob up at the Office Essentials, and Bob put it down on the counter, and the copy machine worked perfectly. Franklin brings it back. This morning I try to work it, same thing. Okay, it jams. The paper jams. Now this was received by Glendora on September the 11th, 2000, Monday. It is memo endorsed by Glendora on September the 16th, Saturday. And Thomas E. Mercury is the chairman. Professor David E. Mercury, Thomas E. Mercury. Professor David A. Filberoff. Charlotte Moses Fishman. George Bundy Smith. And Professor Beverly McQuarrie Smith. Now this is what Gene Crescenzi has taught you over and over again. The law schools have a lot to do with the corruption in the courts today. Certainly they put the youth through law school and teach them to be crooked and teach them to be greedy. And this says, Dear Glendora, you have expressed an interest in public inspection of financial disclosure statements. The first statements were filed with the Commission in 1991, and they reported information pertaining to calendar year 1990. Statements must be filed every year by May 15th. All statements filed for 1990 through 1993 have been transferred to Albany for storage, so they will take longer to retrieve for public inspection. Well, Glendora says this is not the spirit of the law. This law was made by the legislature so that you and I could go in and read the financial disclosure statement of judges. Okay, the spirit of the law is to make it easy for us. Make it speedy, just, and inexpensive. You may come to our office and inspect copies of financial disclosure statements prepared for public inspection without charge. If you want to take copies of statements from the office, there is a fee of $3.25 per statement. If you want us to mail you a copy, the fee is $3.75 per statement. What does Glendora say about this? Well, it's against the Freedom of Information Law. The Freedom of Information Law states unequivocally that the maximum you can charge for a copy is 25 cents a page. Glendora says this is antithetical to the spirit of the law, and that it's a cause of action. Annex, please find a form to request public inspection. Please complete items 1, 2, and 3 in full and return the form. We will ascertain the availability of the statements you requested and notify you in writing of the requisite fees, if any. Glendora says, dirty judge protection. What does that mean? Not in the public interest. Who's the public? You, the all-powerful public. If you indicate on the form that you want to inspect the statement copies at our office, we will call you to set up an appointment. If you want to obtain the copies from our office, or you want us to mail you the copies, you must mail in the fees in the form of a check or money order made out to the Unified Court System Ethics Commission. Cash payments will not be accepted. Once we receive the fees, we will call you to set up an appointment to pick up the copies or mail them out as appropriate. Glendora says you should be available 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. business days. The document I need to sue you. You are making this as secretive as possible when it is a legislated public law. I'll comply. You violate, and I'll sue. There is nothing so simple. Judicial cover-up cannot make it complicated. If you have cause to expedite the procedure, we can ascertain the availability of the statement you request over the telephone. We must call we must still receive the requisite fees before we can deliver the statements to you. The fact that you have made this request will not be made available to the public. Oh, on that paragraph I marked in the margin, avarice. A for avarice. Will not be made available to the public that you asked for this, or to the person whose financial disclosure statement you are inspecting. Testing the audio, folks. The information requested on the enclosed form is for internal commission use only. The Constitution of the United States guarantees us a republic, not a Gestapo. I want something. What kind of, I want it to be known, what kind of a place do you think the United States of America is? Please be advised that pursuant to 22 New York Code Rules and Regulations, Section 40.1 P1, notwithstanding the provision of Article 6 of the Public Officers Law, the only records of the Commission which shall be available for the public inspection are: 1. The information set forth